Now, Sky Glass is officially launched in Ireland as of today. We got a sneak peek 2 weeks ago at this stage. It's a pretty impressive bit of kit.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's like your TV and your Skybox all in one. Unbelievable sound on the thing as well. It's kind of like surround sound, but it's just in one box. It doesn't really make any sense.
And you can control it with your voice as well. So basically, you can sit on your couch and be overwhelmed by sound and vision, and never have to move again. If you could just get somebody to go to the fridge for you, it'd be perfect. Anyway, it is officially launched in Ireland as of today, Thursday, the 25th of August. They're celebrating the launch with an event in Dundrum Town Centre with none other than Codaline, and I'm delighted to say Vinny from Codaline, the drummer, is with us. Vinny, good morning to you. How are you?
Morning, lads. How's things?
Yeah, you are very welcome. Musicians on sport shows are always like, oh, so what is your sporting credentials? Who do you support?
Yeah, so they said they were like, oh yeah, you want to do off the ball? I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, I don't watch really football. I'm more like rugby, golf, F1.
They're
Mark
also
is the
sports.
football
That's
fan
fine. That's
in the
okay.
band, so.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. So I was like, I do like sports. Steve and Jay are the lost causes, so that's why they weren't put up for this interview, because they were like, what's a football? So yeah, no, I'm in. Mark's a diehard Liverpool fan and has been for donkeys.
Oh,
and,
we really wanted
I'm
him
more of
today
a
then, so we could give him a bit of
I
shit
know,
about this week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I was. A lot of my mates there's kind of half my group are Liverpool fans, half of them are Man United fans, and there's a couple of Arsenal lads in there as well. So yeah, the slaggings that were going on in the WhatsApp group after the match the other night was it was pretty funny.
As a matter of interest, I noticed that everybody I met on Tuesday morning was a Man United fan, and everybody was telling me proudly about their Manchester United fandom. People who I had not known watched football for the best part of a decade. Like, did they all cry out of the
Closet
woodwork?
Man U fans.
Yeah,
Closet Man U fans. Now, to be fair, I was a Man U fan when I was a little kid, like kind of during the kind of early 1990s, like kind of 94 to like 98. I was a big Man United fan. And then just kind of got out of football, and I don't know how I got into rugby, because nobody in my house watched rugby, or I don't know why. I think I put on a couple of pounds and I was like, I can't be a footballer. I'll be a prop.
Did you play?
Yeah, I played schoolboy level, and I played for Malahide and Setonians for a little while. But yeah, I played schoolboy from like kind of first year up until fifth year. I think I didn't during my leaving cert year. And then I kind of stopped altogether, kind of because drumming and music became just such a bigger part of my life, and the risk of being injured or kind of spraining my ankle or spraining my wrist or something like that just became too great, because I wouldn't be able to play drums. So I kind of just knocked it on the head then. But now I'm just a couch fan.
That's totally legit. You do need your fingers to be a drummer, and you probably end up with them broken quite regularly if you're playing in the front row.
Yeah, no, I moved from prop to flanker, and I had a couple of sprained ankles. I popped out my thumb a couple of times. So yeah, I was like, right, well, I can't do that, because then I couldn't play drums for a while. And then yeah, obviously, as music became a bigger and bigger part of my life, it was like, yeah, it was the risk was too great. So yeah, I had to hang up my boots at an early age. Not that I was very good now, but like, yeah.
Which is a more taxing act on your own cardiovascular fitness? Is it 80 minutes in the front row, or playing a gig as a drummer?
Oh, definitely 80 minutes in front row. I'm sitting down playing drums. Now, in terms of like the rest of the band, I'd probably get more of a workout than everybody else does, but on stage. But yeah, no, playing rugby for 80 minutes is definitely more taxing than playing a gig for an hour and a half. Like, sitting down, just flailing my arms around and my legs. So yeah, it's not a different kettle of fish altogether.
What's the crack with Dundrum today? Is it invite only? Is it too late for anybody who wants to go and see, or can you still rock up?
I have no idea. I haven't a clue. We only kind of found out it was in Dundrum the other day. I was like, all right, okay. Someone told me that it was going to be in Whelan's. And yeah, so I haven't a clue. I have no idea. I know Sky were kind of giving away tickets to people, but yeah, sure, you could probably just chance your arm, like,
Well, this is Ireland. Everybody loves a chancer, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we like anytime we're around tour and like we could be somewhere in the middle of Germany or somewhere in the middle of America, in the middle of nowhere. You'll always just get Irish lads and ladies like chanting around trying to get into a show or trying to get backstage and meet us. And a couple of times it's worked, and we're just like, is there no security at these venues? And they're like, just because they have an Irish accent, they'll be like, oh yeah, Jason, I know the lads, I went to school with them and all that. And all of a sudden, these random Irish people show up in our dressing room. We're like, hello. So yeah, they're like, "Oh Jesus, lad, fancy going for a pint?" We're like, "Well, we kind of have this thing that we have to do in a few minutes, like So yeah, it's if you just show up and chance their arm, what's the worst can happen?
Your touring schedule, obviously post-COVID, you're back traveling the world again. Is there this kind of new sense of energy behind those tours because of everything that's happened? Like we were just talking 2 minutes ago, football was on every night. Even Owen got bored of watching football every night. So, what's that like post-COVID been like?
Yeah, it's been great. Like we head off now on tour around Europe for 7 weeks, starting in October, and we're gone for 7 weeks, and then we're home, and then we go fly do a festival in Indonesia. We fly home and then do another festival in Portugal, and that kind of takes us up to like the middle of December. So, yeah, we're absolutely buzzing. It's like musicians and like their livelihood. It's kind of like it's where the majority of musicians make kind of like 80 or 90% of their income is from playing live gigs and going on tour. So to have that kind of completely shut down, and was shut down for the longest time, it's great that it's finally kind of getting back up on its feet, and you can see the appetite. Like there's the amount of gigs that were on during this summer, in all the parks all over Dublin and all over Ireland, was phenomenal. So yeah, the appetite is definitely there from the audience perspective, and it's definitely there for on the musician side to actually want to go and play all these shows. So yeah, we're buzzing. We can't wait. We just kind of can't wait to get back out there. And yeah, the interaction with fans is kind of, it's what it's all about, So we're really looking forward to that.
I see you played a couple of German festivals this summer, and you've got like 6 Germany dates this winter. Is there something about Germany and Codeline that perhaps we're not totally aware of here?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Germany's always been very good to us. And yeah, playing 6 shows in Germany, it's a massive country as well, I suppose, So yeah, I suppose that's it really. I don't know if they have a big affinity to Ireland or not, but they seem to like what we do anyway. So, but that's like there's loads of countries that surprise us. Like Portugal, we hadn't been there ever, and we played like a kind of afternoon slot at a festival about 5 years ago. And we had never been before, and we got put on like an afternoon slot at this festival, and we were like, oh, it'll be grand. We're in a tent, it'll be like there might be 1,000 people there, and there was like 15,000 people in this huge tent, and the place was rammed. Wow. And we went back the following year and headlined the festival. So that kind of happens in kind of certain pockets around the world, and it kind of completely takes us by surprise, because you see some interactions on like your social media, or you can look at your Spotify numbers and see but it's only when you get to these places and you kind of see the reaction from the crowds, you're like, oh, okay, they like us over here, So it's amazing that we get to do that,
Do you play better in front of those big crowds? It's a stupid question, but it's like it makes some sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, there's pros and cons to both, I suppose. Doing a big show, whether it's in front of 5,000 or 15,000 or 20,000 people, that's incredible. We played Malahide Castle during the summer, and that was 23,000 people. So that was immense for us, But then in March of this year, we were playing in the Olympia, and we did 2 nights there, and it was like 1,100 people a night. So those kind of small, intimate shows are amazing because it's a totally different vibe, and then when you're playing like a festival in front of thousands of people, it's like kind of, big sound, big wall of sound that you can kind of hide behind, and whereas it's something small and intimate, there's nowhere to hide. So it's kind of more raw, I suppose. But yeah, there's both pros and cons to both of them, like, you know.
Well, listen, Vinny, if a red-headed Irishman rocks up when you're playing South America next year, it'll be this lad's. And
absolutely,
do try and just make sure that he's clean at least and has a little bit of cash in his pocket to get
Look
home.
out for the tricolour.
And if you need some credit on his phone, maybe you can stick a tenner on it for him.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely, more than welcome.
Thanks a million, Vinny. Cheers and best of luck.
Cheers, lads. Thanks very much. All the best. Have a good day.
And don't try and blag into that. I've just found out. So Sky are celebrating the launch today of Sky Glass with an event in Dundrum Town Centre. It's an exclusive gig for competition winners. For anybody that isn't lucky enough to win tickets, the whole event will be live streamed just outside the venue in Pembroke Square on a fantastic display of a wall of Sky Glass panels in the Sky Glass Dome, showcasing the amazing picture quality and sound capabilities of Sky Glass.